Hello there, it's exciting times 2013, and again it's still Happy New Year, isn't it? Well, we are talking about an evergreen thing. This is not time sensitive, what I'm going to share with you, and I did promise to bring you what and how you can reposition yourself this new year to win consistently. Now we're looking at 8 parts of our living, and those are your spiritual, your emotional, your mental, your career or business, and you're looking at your physical, the physical part of you, and you're also looking at family and relationships. That includes friends. And in repositioning yourself this year to ensure that these 8 components are moving on a smooth keel, I just want us to look straight into how we can reposition ourselves on these 8 parts to consistently win. So looking at spiritual, I asked myself, and I'm asking, what are those areas of your life that would make your spiritual living a success? And yes, we do put prayer on the list, we do put meditation, we do put fellowshipping with other brethren, and consistency in church attendance, and in building up your spiritual life as you study the word, as you pray, as you do all the other bits. And it's good to look at the areas that are an hindrance or we are struggling with, and that helps us to move from curses to blessings. Are we operating on some curse areas in our lives? Are we struggling? Are we getting frustrated? Are we depressed? Are we doing things and there's procrastinations, or there's disfavor, or there's so much happening that makes us move backwards when we should be moving forward, or taking 3 steps forward and 2 steps backwards? So these are the things we have to look at and ensure that we're operating under a blessing and not a curse. And this is so vital. In fact, is the core and the pivot to all the other 7. So if this is not dealt with, if this is not settled, then you might find yourself struggling in the 7 other areas. And of course, if you need more on that, we are happy to give you more information if you email me or drop a comment. Now, the other aspect here is the mind position, which is mental. And of course, people do set New Year goals or strategies or things they want to do, but somewhere subconsciously there seems to be a drawing back, there seems to be a laxity, procrastination along the course. You start with excitement, but you find out that as time goes on, you're mulling on your commitments. And that has to do with discipline and staying through on the commitment. Are we using the 6 faculties of our minds? Are we using the reasoning? Are we using our memory, our imagination, our perception, our intuition, our will? And are we using all the 6 parts to ensure that we are moving forward? It's not just your will. Most people say, I'm determined that I'm going to make it. All the other 6 faculties must be involved. So we are looking at reasoning. Do we take time to think? Do we analyze and process, problem solve? Those are the things we need to ensure we are doing, and again, there's help on those parts. And again, talking about the perception, how do we see, how do we interpret life's events? How are we looking at how our lives are moving forward? Are we interpreting those events that are happening as an event, or are we seeing ourselves as the mistake? Those are the interpretations that could make your life move forward or backwards. So it's important that we get the right perception. And again, you're looking at your intuition. How alive is that part of you? Are you having the gut feeling or the sensitivity to the Spirit of God? Are you listening more and taking action based on what your intuition or your conscience or the Spirit of God is telling you? Now again, that needs balancing, and of course we are here to go more into that. And we're looking at the will, and I mentioned determination. That's part of your will. It says, I go for it, I'll do that. And of course you need all the other components to ensure that your will is executed and put into consideration the things that could happen along the course of you executing that will. And of course it is based on all the other things. So imagination and memory, how we look back into the past to learn, and that should be the reason for looking into the past, or rewinding as it were. and you want to make sure that you are seeing forward, which is your imagination. Where do I want to be in 2 years? Where do I want to be in 5 years? And putting these down helps you and helps me give us that momentum, that focus, and that drive to achieve what is in our hearts. And always remember that you are more than able to do what God has put in your hearts to do. Get help, get support, get mentorship, but yeah, let your mind be moving towards the goals that you set. And again, your emotions, we all know that emotions are very powerful drivers, and that's where the seat of your passion is. That's where your ability to sense what's happening around you, how you feel towards events, towards people, and towards what's happening in your life. It's so important that we are able to understand why we are having certain emotions, especially the negative emotions, and play down on those rather than repress them. So emotionally, we should be able to set for this year, we want to achieve freedom in our emotional lives, and you know those areas of your life that have been a bind so far. Again, in moving on, we're looking at physically. In physical goals or in physical parts of us, some of us have said, I'm going to lose some weight, I'm going to ensure that I'm a size 16, or you want to become a size 12. Those are goals you can set physically, and that's not the only goal physically. Some of us feel tired when you want to update your energy levels, and you're looking at all the physical parts of you. You know, what do I do that would make me stronger? Exercise, more ventilation, more interactions. You know, you're talking about physical, where you go, what you do, physical parts of you, your diet, your routines, lifestyles, all of that put together makes your physical part more exciting or less exciting. So what do you want to do this year? Write them down and maintain consistency. Be smart about your goals because they have to be specific, and so give that exactly what it is you want to achieve, measurable, how I want to achieve it, attainable, it's easy to attain so you can move on to the next goal. And again, it's time sensitive. You have a time frame that is realistic. So move on to your goals physically. And now looking at your career, where do you wish to be in 2 years, 5 years? Where do you want to? Have you a proven path, a proven career pathway that you're going? Or is it something that you have to struggle and find out exactly where am I? No, you could find out what do you want to do, what are those strategies you need to take to attain a certain level in your goal setting in your career or business. And moving on forward, we're looking at money. And money is, what are your money value systems? And how do you want to maintain the money value system that moves you towards your financial goals? For some of us, we find out that we're struggling financially because the inner core of the inner value system of money is not really straight. So we are struggling between scarcity, abundance. We're struggling between spending and saving. The balance is not really defined, and we want to make sure that that's done this year, so that your financial goals can be attained. And moving on towards family goals of family, part of us, we want to ensure that our families are moving consistently and we are giving the support, receiving the support emotionally, physically, mentally, and relationally to achieve our goals. That our family are becoming that environment for us to achieve where we want to go. The right place for us to stay and bloom where we are planted. So create that environment within your family. I've just run through these 8 parts of you that you need to reposition to win in 2013 and beyond. So this is just a nutshell of how we are to look at our wheel and make sure that all the sides of this wheel are balanced and we are running on a smoother keel in this year and beyond. So thank you so very much for waiting until this was done for you as promised, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our series. And I want to announce the series we are going to take. It's very exciting, and it's called Harnessing Your Emotions, Repositioning Your Relationships. It's going to be a series, and we are going to break some cycles. We're going to move ourselves towards real success and achievement as we look at this major core of our success personally and relationally. So it's from me and Omfon Ntefon saying thank you so much for listening on, and stay tuned for our 3-minute videos that will come to you from henceforth on each part of harnessing your emotions, repositioning your relationships. So do stay empowered, and bye for now.